Hello Taurus, and welcome to your weekly intuitive reading. I hope that you're doing well as we are still swimming in some pretty intense and dense energies for many. I'm reading this off of the heels of the full moon in Virgo, but whenever you find yourself guided to this message, if it's resonating for you, the message is most likely for you. So let's get started, Taurus, and see what wants to come through for you at this time. This is a message for sun, moon, or rising in the sign of Taurus. And oddly enough, I'm suddenly feeling a block in my throat chakra, Taurus. Is there something you need to say? Something you need to express? Let's see what comes through. If this message is not resonating for you, as these are general readings, check with your moon or rising sign, or take in the information and see if it actually sparks some memories or resonance within you, as I do read into our blind spots a lot of times, our subconscious areas that we don't always see, or we don't always see as in-depthly, or see that they are actually causing us frustrations, confusion, challenges, all of those things. So let's see, Taurus, what comes through for you. If you would like a personal one-on-one reading with me, Taurus, you can book that through my website, which is BeTheChange333.com. The information is also in the description box below this video. Just had to get all that out. So let's see what comes through for Taurus. First card out, loneliness. I know that I'm never alone. But in some instances, you do feel like you're alone in something or everything. Let's keep going. Loneliness has been coming up for everybody. I even did a collective reading on Facebook this morning. Loneliness came out there. We have fear. So it is a kind of an epidemic going on throughout the human collective. I realize I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Taurus, there's something you're holding back because there's a fear there. And it has you also feeling very lonely in this aspect of life. Let's see what that is. This could be self-love. A lot of us are so selfless that we don't give ourselves the same amount of love and attention that we give others. And we don't even realize it. It's so normalized. But it's not receptive. We don't receive it back. That's probably one of the number one reasons why we're left feeling so alone in certain instances. Peace at the bottom. We have death that came out next to fear. I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. So something is coming to a head, coming to an end. This could be a pattern, a way of thinking. Maybe this fear is coming to an end. Maybe this loneliness is coming to an end. But it will require something on your behalf for yourself to have a new beginning in an aspect of your life that is more peaceful. I am a being of love, and I release all negative energy. We're all being tested and challenged here as well, and it goes deeper. It's way deeper than where we have been. Some of these are repeating cycles, and the Saturn is just moved into Pisces. So that's still finishing up a pretty big cycle for many. Depending on where Saturn is in your birth chart, where Pisces is in your birth chart. If you have access to your birth chart, check your houses and planets in those houses for where your natal Saturn is, as well as where Pisces is. And also check where Virgo is, because we have that axis. These are the areas of your life that this big planetary shift will be affecting. Okay, but let's see what we can get through the cards. Because not everybody has access to their birth chart. Not everybody knows their time of birth, which is kind of a shame, but everything happens in divine order. So let's see what comes out for you, Taurus. Tell me about loneliness for Taurus. Learning. So we all have moments in life where it's hard to connect to others, even others that maybe, it's not that it's hard to connect to them, but they're pulled, their energy, their physical body even is pulled in other directions. So we find ourselves kind of alone. And there's a big reason for this. This is to get in touch with some deeper aspects of ourselves, to release negativity, to understand our childhood trauma patterns and how they still are operating in our energy subconsciously in our blind spot. So you're learning about yourself right now, learning about your journey a lot deeper than maybe ever before. Or maybe you're just revisiting something that you had learned, but more in depth. Collaboration. I realize that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. So Taurus, there's a fear here of, I think this came up. This is a two-part. There's a fear of actually trusting others to collaborate with you, to work with you in confluence. There's also an energy I'm reading of not trusting in divine timing, in the universal collaboration that works with us. There's a fear that has your heart guarded, or has, it could be your solar plexus, sacral. There's something really deep that you're experiencing alone. And it's bringing up a lot of internal fears that maybe you've pushed aside for a while. And there's a lot of energies that want to work with you, and you may be resistant of that right now. There could be a fear. Let's keep going here. And it could be linked to death. There could be loved ones on the other side that are trying to collaborate with you, and that's causing fear as well. There's so many different messages coming up. This is general, Taurus, but if any of this is resonating for you, again, that is your message. No, that's too many. Let's talk about death for Taurus. I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings. We do have to put an end to certain cycles, certain patterns, certain competition. Okay. Intimacy and peace. So, this definitely has to do with working with others. Collaborating, working together to make something happen. There's a fear there, a trust of somebody's going to take something from you, or there's going to be competition. This is what is coming to an end for you, Taurus. your competitive streak, your need to be in control or at the top is finally diminishing, ending, which brings you back to peace. And we have intimacy with peace, which allows you to then drop the story, drop the guard, drop the act that fear is holding, that fear is running, and be open, be vulnerable, allow for more intimate connections and experiences that bring you inner peace, bring you to peace. There's something here. And it's linked to childhood trauma, childhood deep core wounds. All right, so let's keep going here. I feel like you're having a hard time discerning. You may have been really tricked and tested throughout your lifetime with others. You have a big heart. You do let others in, but there are times that you get crushed by, and I was just talking in a live reading I did on Facebook about my experience with, and I don't like the name or the label. I don't like to label people or things, but as to just talk about the behavioral pattern of narcissistic tendencies. I've had a lot of experience with that, and the damage that it can do on the psyche. It can really create a lot of internal pain that we turn around and normalize because some of us grew up with that as a parental figure, or just that it was normalized in our family. That's how it is. That's the way some people are. We make excuses for them. We don't stand in our truth as how it affects us deeply. All right, so through this loneliness, through this learning process that you're going through, you're learning to build a firm foundation within yourself. Find yourself more grounded, more stable and rooted here on the planet, as you are an Earth sign. And you'll find that there's some positive movement forward here. Yeah, it seems as though some experiences that you had in your past or even linked to your childhood had you question yourself and your inner security, and maybe it brought you to a very ungrounded place before. There's something you truly wish and desire. This could be a longing that you've had your whole life, something that you wanted to experience, an ambition, a goal of what you wanted to achieve or who you want to be or become. And it requires you to actually collaborate with others. And that brings up this fear. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy enough. Competition rears its ugly head. And suddenly you find yourself comparing yourself to others and putting yourself down. So what's coming to an end with this Death card is that competition. Could even be you, parts of you competing with other parts of you. Meaning like the ego aspect of you competing with the inner child you that just wants to be free, just wants peace and happiness. Wants to have intimate connections, yearns for it. These are unmet needs that we are being asked to meet within ourselves first, and then we will be able to attract others into our life that actually meet those needs as well. This is definitely some spiritual testing challenges you've gone through, which this card tells me you've gone through a lot to get to this place. Spiritual strength. but it also is connecting you to a very much more expansive version of you, the true, whole, authentic you. Oh, okay. Yeah, destiny. Brings you to your destined path. What else can we tell Taurus about this message here? Three of inspiration. So as you're learning, Taurus, learning more about yourself, what you've maybe swept under the rug or allowed to happen, or what you've been going along with, what you have refused to see within yourself but are beginning to learn about, now it's important to not try to control things, but allow all the pieces to fall into the place. This is the domino, the ripple effect. Once you have your deep realizations and take the steps to making those great changes that are needed, and something, it could just be a way of thinking or a thought pattern, and something, it begins to affect everybody else and everything else that's connected to you. So instead of trying to make things happen or tell people, like, just practice that pause and watch what's going on. Focus on yourself. Focus internally. Focus on building that firm foundation within yourself so that fear does not control you. This could be in multiple aspects of your life. The devil. Yeah. So that fear does not control you. That's just a confirmation. This is linked to things that take over us. These are past experiences, emotions, habits, patterns, conditions, things that we didn't think we needed to change are coming to a realization like, oh, I just thought that was the way I was supposed to be. Know that if it doesn't feel right, if something doesn't feel right within you, that is a good indicator to look deeper within you. Here is fear controlling you in an aspect of your life. High Priestess. And you actually see that. You're aware of it. But to what depth, I'm not sure. I feel like you're starting to get a deeper understanding of how much this has affected you and how much of this you've normalized. And we got 10 of Swords. So realizing there's something I got to put to an end, and it does require pain. It might not even be an easy thing to do, say. Everybody's journey is different. But ultimately it will be empowering, liberating, and bring you to this place of peace and your destiny. So I'm going to get some advice for you, Taurus, before we wrap this up. And as I shuffle these cards, as an energetic exchange, please remember to click that thumbs up like button for me if you like the video, of course. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It truly does help. Helps all content creators here because YouTube's algorithms keep changing. And not everybody gets to see or hear our messages when we get put at the bottom of the pile. So the more you can like that video, subscribe, greatly appreciated. Alright, and it's not for popularity. These are messages I do for free for the general public. So you've got the love, codependency, boundaries. Let's see if that wants to come back out. It kind of stuck to my hand. I feel like that is your card. Let's see. Advice for Taurus, please. Knowing that you got the love internally, there are some codependency things. Boundaries. I'm getting boundaries here, Taurus. Big lesson I had to learn. I didn't have healthy boundaries with a specific someone. I came to a deep realization of just this morning. So this is how blind these spots can be, okay? We've got the void. Stop. Embrace winter, the great cosmic womb. Yes, you are in a place right now. It feels lonely, but it really is truly for you to give you this time, this space to go deep within and ask yourself the hard questions of why, if I don't feel at full peace, and why, what's this fear? All of these things. There's deep things that are coming up. Allow yourself to go deep. Embrace the void. That is the cosmic womb. We're being held in this space to do the hard work internally. And we have water your garden, nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. So you must have really gone through the ringer, Taurus. Again, you've got the love is really calling for me to read to you. So we're gonna read that one. But take care of yourself, nourish your garden, take care of your body. The physical vessel always speaks to what we are putting in, meaning thoughts, meaning emotions, as well as food and beverages and entertainment, what we hear, what we see. Nourish yourself, nourish your body. The Hadarians are believed to be beacons of pure, divine, unconditional love, who see love in all people and situations. And this actually could be very reflective on this sphere too. Taurus, you may also experience the same things that a lot of us see, the divine in everyone. We see the soul self first. And we're kind of like locked into that version. We sweep everything else under the rug. Unconditional love, who see love in all people and situations. As a result, they can find it hard to have boundaried, interdependent, healthy relationships because they only see the unconditional nature of those they meet. The lovers of the cosmos, they dive in fast. They're here to learn how to love while in a separate body. To learn to love self first and then establish healthy relationships with others. To remember that the love they seek is already within them. That they truly do have the love all on their own. The message of this card is to review the ways you may need to establish healthier boundaries. Perhaps you're in a codependent relationship in which you may be losing your sense of self. It's common for starseeds to dive deep into relationships, particularly those who feel safe and familiar at a soul level. Perhaps you're in a relationship in which you give more than you receive, or perhaps there's a certain validity to it and you're always unsure where you stand. This card is a sign to do a relationship review and see what energetic agreements you've made, consciously or unconsciously. To acknowledge if there are relationships in which you feel anxious or powerless, in which you don't feel like it's safe to relax and just be you. To assess if there are any places of inadequacy that you've used a relationship to soothe and cover up. That sounds like a very potent message for you. Water your garden. We're going to go with that one next. Again, you got the love. I got a deep message about this morning for my own self, Taurus. So I really resonate with that as well, and how sometimes we don't even recognize our own patterns of how we normalize things and make excuses for others, because we do connect to people at such a soul level, but then they also have these other aspects of themselves that are unhealthy. And we have to recognize that as well, what we allow into our energy field. Healthy boundaries, healthy energy boundaries. All right, for you. Earth is a seasonal planet, and as such, you're a seasonal being. Cyclic. You can't be on and in full bloom month after month, day after day. You're strongly being called to put on the brakes, rest, and refuel. Take a moment to restock and replenish and slow right on down. Your body is the only body you're given, and it needs to be respected as such. You're being called to take responsibility for your well-being, to put your health and body first. I know it can feel like time is running out and as if there are urgent things that simply can't wait. However, if you keep rushing on, soon fatigue will set in. This way of living is not sustainable. If anyone continues to race through life, eventually they will reach exhaustion, and it will take longer to recover than it would have done to rest. Immune system disorders and mystery illnesses are becoming more common because we're putting too much pressure on our bodies to keep up with the instantaneous pace of modern life. How are you being called to put on the brakes, to rest, restore, and rejuvenate? When was the last time you took a holiday or had a full weekend, day, or afternoon off? Look at your precious body and mind. Give yourself enough time to recover when you find yourself running on your reserves. There is enough time. Life will bend towards you when you do. And that's so true. So don't let your mind play tricks on you, Taurus. If your body's speaking to you, listen to it. Listen to it right now, because the universe has you in the void. So don't fight it. Don't resist it, because it will just get worse. Shed that feeling of loneliness. You are not alone. You're learning some deeper aspects of yourself that need to come to the surface. So that is your message for this week, Taurus. I hope that this was helpful for you, and I'm sending you out so much love. Take care. Bye.